This is a response to the I Am Trayvon video. I made this in black and white. I hope it doesn't make a huge difference, but it's because the lighting is pretty bad when it's in color. And my glasses, they reflect. Whatever. Before I start, I want to say that there's a petition on change.org for Trayvon. His mother started it. Second, I want to tell two types of discrimination that I faced. One as an African American, two as a Muslim. Here's the first as an African American. At the mosque, in the parking lot, and I approached this kid and I had asked him, "Yo, can I shoot some hoops with you? Can we play basketball?" And he looked at me in an up and down kind of way and he said, "I don't play basketball with black people." So, you could argue he was a little kid. We were pretty young in elementary school, and that's what worries me, because he was pretty young. But even if you would argue he was young, just a couple of days ago I saw a Hispanic kid tell a black kid to get to the back of the bus. In the beginning of the year, a Hispanic kid had, and it's a coincidence that they're Hispanic, right? I'm not saying that all Hispanic people are racist, but he was at my table, and I forgot what the teacher had said, but he was like, "Ugh, niggers." And maybe he forgot that I was at the table because I had a scarf on. I'm black. Maybe he forgot. I don't know. People tend to think I'm Indian. And he was like, "Oh." And I was like, "Yeah." And I went off on him, which I can't say happened as I faced discrimination as a Muslim because I was younger, and I'll get to that later. But even as a young kid, I hated my black skin because of the way I thought it was disgusting. I'm white right here, but black right here. What is that? I'm like a type of alien. And it's not only as I was young. I mean, even today, you see a lot of African American people who like, "Oh, he's the light type of black. He's so cute. He's so light skinned," as if being darker makes you more unattractive, which is, I think, very sad. Anyways, anything that gets me really angry is that when minorities discriminate against other minorities, be it blacks discriminating against Muslims or Hispanics discriminating against black, it gets me angry because it's like, you should know what it's like to have your people stereotyped, and that's the case with Zimmerman. If he's Hispanic, that gets me even more mad. I don't care if he's discrimination is discrimination, but the fact that you would think that maybe he'd have sympathy. Like, how do you feel when all these people think that every Hispanic person is an illegal immigrant? Maybe you'd think that, okay, using that type of logic is not wrong, so let me not use it. It's wrong, so let me not use that logic. Let me not think that every black person is a thug if they wear a hood. God forbid I was in his neighborhood. I always wear a hood. That was a Muslim joke. Whatever. So anyways, so the second part was, it's pretty long, but stay with me. I'm going to try to make it under 10 minutes. It was, growing up as a kid, I was very proud of my religion, even though I had no idea what it was about. But I thought, yo, the Quran is in Arabic, not in English. Good enough for me. That looks really cool. So, I mean, I would go to school literally with, like, little Jehovah's Witness Muslim versions of, like, what the 5 pillars of Islam are. And I'd show it to my friends, and not because I wanted to convert them or anything, but because, I thought the Arabic looked really cool. I was like, "Yeah, this is our religion, guys." So they're like, "Oh my god, this is so cool." Which, I mean, I like open-mindedness. As kids, it's amazing. But, I wanted to wear a scarf in the 3rd grade. My mom, I had no idea at the time that she was facing discrimination. She had teenagers that were harassing her. I had no idea. And calling her Osama bin Laden. She didn't press any charges for harassment, nothing like that. But the point is that when all of this was happening with my mom, I had no idea. And at the same time, I was telling her I really want to wear a scarf to school. I love my religion that I have no idea about, but I love it anyways. Mom, we speak Arabic. But she was like, "Sweetheart, people aren't open-minded. You don't understand. Some people aren't accepting." And I had no idea what she was talking about. So I stuck the scarf in my backpack and I went to school. And I put it on my head. Then I kid you not, in the middle of the class, heads turned. like a domino effect. Everyone laughed. And when I looked at my teacher for comfort, I was pretty disappointed to see that she was laughing too. I was so embarrassed, and I promised myself to never ever wear that scarf again. Here I am, telling the story a lot of years later. The next time I was even considered wearing a scarf was in the 6th grade, when Mom told me that she wanted me to wear it, and I didn't have the heart to tell her that I was so embarrassed of my religion, so embarrassed of it. And people were, middle schoolers. Oh, you mean a hijab? Damn. But I didn't want to wear it. I didn't have the heart to tell her that, so I wore it. That year, I lost all of my friends except for one, that I eventually ended up losing because I had such low self-esteem. That year, I lost 20 pounds. I went through a deep depression, and I did try to commit suicide. I never told anyone this, by the way. I did try to commit suicide. Thank God it was only with vitamins, and I had no idea that, hey, maybe you need real pills. But it was with vitamins, but I wanted to overdose. And, I'm going to bring this up for a second. With all these people like Tyler Clementi who commit suicide because of people who themselves censor being gay, you can have as generous as it is. You could have as many people you want wear hoods. You can have all these people, all these celebrities say, I stand behind you, don't kill yourself. At the end of the day, you're still going to go to that school tomorrow, and they're still going to treat you like shit. And that sucks. That's the worst feeling of it all. And you could try to reach out to those celebrities, but they have so much email that, it probably won't reach them, and they probably won't respond as quick. Maybe sometimes you just need someone, and it gets me so angry, and I can't say I know what all those gay people are going through. I can't say that, because I'm not in that position, but I can tell you that when you're bullied for the way you look, or you're discriminated against at school, it sucks. And discrimination is something that happens in our school a lot, and it's not mentioned not as much as it should be mentioned. I was doing an oratory for speech and debate, and I remember going up with I decided to do a topic about double standards and discrimination. I think it's disgusting that we can sit in a class and talk about how horrible the Holocaust is, and think about how much of a hypocrite we were as a country to be against the Holocaust, but at the same time we were being so discriminatory towards black people. And while we're talking about this, there's a girl who sits in the back that no one talks to because she's overweight or fashionably challenged or not cool enough. Such hypocrites we've become. If insulting a person who has crooked teeth is not considered discrimination, but insulting a black person is, even though both are out of the people's hands, you have to ask yourself, where's that line between discrimination? Where's that line? Back to my story, I'm sorry. I remember picture day. I walked into the auditorium, and a kid approached me, and the way he approached me, I knew something bad was going to happen. He looked at me and he shouted, "You're supposed to wear a scarf after you get out of the shower, not on your head." Keep in mind, I was in 6th grade, losing weight like crazy. I had no friends at all. And when he said that to my heart, you have no idea how much it hurt. And I'm a junior now in high school. You have no idea how much it hurt me when he said that. Because I looked around, and there were former friends there who were laughing. And I'm thinking, what did I do to deserve this? It's because of the scarf that I wear around my head that you treat me like this because I look different. It was hell. I left that school that year. That one year was just hell enough. It really was hell. I went to an Islamic school for 2 years, and then I moved to a charter school for a year, which was 9th grade, and then 10th grade, in the middle, 2 months into 10th grade, I was my first year going back to public school. It was last year. And what I did was I'd go into that school and I'd leave. Go in, get my shit done, and I'd leave. And I thought people would be just asked towards the end of the year, and then I realized that not everyone is like that. Maybe we've moved on as a country. And when I saw what happened in California, that I can't help but think that could have been my mom. When people would tell those remarks like, Osama bin Laden, or go back to your country, when she would get things like that and she would keep it from me, I can't imagine how horrible I would feel if I walked into my living room and I saw her dead there on the floor. And it gets me crazy that people who face discrimination like this can still turn around and unleash it on other minorities. Be it gay people, or black people, Muslims, Jews even. Jews even? No, I have nothing against Jews. I thought I'd have to say that. It's so disgusting. I promised myself this year, this is my first year that I've actually cracked open my shell, and I finally walk the hallways now, and I don't feel like people are staring at me. Finally, and that's been how long? Since 3rd grade. I'm an 11th grader now. Talk about terrorism. It's horrible. I can't describe it, but when you go to school and you're facing discrimination, like, you can't leave. You go to that school, unless you want to go to a private school that your parents have to pay for. You can't leave for how fucking long? And you're going through all of this shit based on the way you look.